Hello and thanks for joining us. This is Midday News. Australia has further strengthened the digital understanding and cooperation with Papua New Guinea. In his official ministerial visit to Canberra and Sydney from the 5th to the 20th, from the 15th to the 20th of June, Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Timothy Marciu, said this partnership is aimed at deepening bilateral cooperation with Australia in the digital space and related technologies and innovations, amongst other things discussed with the new Australian Minister for Communications and Sports, Anika Wells, and Minister for Pacific Islands Affairs, Pat Conroy, was PNG's proposal for a converged MOU on digital development to strengthen and align Australia-PNG efforts across cybersecurity, connectivity, cloud adoption, and digital government services were discussed. The MOU will consolidate and build upon programs like Australia's rapid cyber support and satellite initiatives, while introducing structured cooperation in many areas. Active discussions and consultations are underway on the finding and implementation. A groundbreaking ceremony for a 9-kilometer road project to connect Warambri to Amunganja in Yangoru Sausia District, East Sepik Province, was recently officiated by the Minister for Yangoru Sausia, Richard Maru. This is a historic milestone for his people, 50 years on. For the past 50 years, the people of Warambri in Yangoru Sausia District long to see tangible development to improve access to services daily, delaying important infrastructure that would enable this. Yangoru Sausia MP Richard Maru was in the district recently to launch the 9-kilometer Warambri to Amunganja Road project. Maru said funding was allocated to the project contractor 2 months ago. Maru reiterated that this 400,000 road project will enable access to services.
One player, member after member, council after council, president after president. So I accept on one of the three by appreciating myself now 400,000 district road.
Maru urged locals to support the project's construction phase so that it can be delivered in time.
Suppose the stock money distributed contractor by machine and finish now. By no right man here, by no stock man, you make sure you must stop man, look at the workman, work must go and finish.
Landowner Joseph Lakimani said law and order issues are a common challenge faced in the area. Therefore, the construction of this road will enable police visibility, which will then mitigate this issue.
No good program come up, you will come, you will come to the 1, 2, 3, and you are the community, but how you will come to the how you will sell it on, you will praise what more land, with the tanker, you will come inside, you will say, don't go to Tamil, you must go to me like a person and come out of Horam. No one was to attitude, tanker, you will come, you will come to the city on the you will buy hello.
Maru added that other development plans will include the construction of a bridge and the implementation of 2 new generators. Maru made a commitment to complete these developments before September of this year. In news overseas, UN President Donald Trump has appeared to reopen the door on seeking regime change in Iran, talking to his social media platform to question if it would make Iran great again, after Iran's president said the U.S. must receive a response to the aggression after yesterday's attacks. The UN Secretary Council held an emergency session in New York on the request of Iran. Iranian foreign minister demanded the meeting condemn the U.S. bombing of 3 nuclear sites. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the attacks risk descending into a rattle of retaliation. Iran's ambassador said the strikes were unfounded. Israel's ambassador Danny Danon said the world should thank the U.S. for acting to prevent a nuclear Iran, and U.S. Ambassador Dorothy Sher said the strikes were an act of collective self-defense. China strongly condemns the strikes, and Russia said the U.S. strikes opened a Pandora's box, and Washington is clearly not interested in diplomacy. Meanwhile, Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong says the government supports the United States strike on Iranian nuclear facilities. Artists from Hanem Land's Yirrkala region have travelled to Sydney to showcase hundreds of works in a new exhibition at the Art Gallery of New South Wales. Yalgu Power, the heart of Yirrkala, is already attracting dozens of art lovers.
Is an artist from northeast Arnhem Land. The Yangoru man says his artistic passion began as a young boy.
My father was taught me to do this when I was young. I was there always beside him, watching, listen what he tell me.
His sculpture, Gamata Flames Beneath the Sea, took months to complete, made of rubbish from roadsides to illustrate totems found in First Nations songlines. It's one of almost 300 pieces in the latest exhibition at the Art Gallery of New South Wales. But while this offering may be new, art from the community has been shared with anthropologists for nearly 90 years as a form of cultural diplomacy.
The main thing to take from all of these works is the generosity of the artists in constantly sharing with us their cultural knowledge, their connection to country, in the hope that they create some form of understanding.
The exhibition features a range of works, including sculptures, light installations and bark paintings.
Yolngu artistry has existed since the beginning of time, with generations of Yirrkala families continuing its powerful legacy.
The art will be on display until October 6th, and for Mr. Marawili and his community, the power in Yolngu creation will endure for many years to come.
Its crystal clear waters and picturesque islands gives Raja Ampat the title the last paradise on earth, but this East Coast has the latest battleground between groups at odds over the country's nickel industry. Greenpeace Indonesia has been campaigning to protect Raja Ampat and release an investigation into nickel mining in the area earlier this month. The report revealed nickel mines are responsible for at least 550 hectares of deforestation across 3 islands, Manaran Island, Greg Island and Kawi Island. Indonesia is the biggest refiner of nickel in the world. Over the past decade, the rapid expansion of the industry to support the electric vehicle and green energy transition created opportunities for some while others struggle to get by. Australian conservationist Lynn Lawrence said 75% of the world's known hard coral species, 1,800 reef fish and 5 endangered turtle species are among the significant sea life of Raja Ampat. She said Raja doesn't need to be admired for what it still has. It needs to be protected for what it still gives. Back home in sports, the PNG Hunters are well and truly on the downward spiral after giving up a commanding lead to host Brisbane Tigers yesterday at the Totally Wagware Stadium, Australia. Paul Hightom's men led 16-8 at halftime break, but couldn't hold onto their lead in the second 40 as handling errors and heel discipline got the better of them. The Tigers capitalized on the opportunity and came out on top with a convincing 38-16 win.
Hunters.
PNG Hunters will have a closer look in the mirror and reflect on their recent performance after coming off a lead to a sloppy performance in the second half. The Hunters have struggled for form in the last fortnight. They were ambushed on home turf 50 points to 16 by the Dolphins in the week before, and they were then beaten fairly 18 points to 16 by Sunshine Coast Falcons the following weekend. Yesterday, they gave up their lead and lost to the Tigers in a concerning performance. This defeat would mean they are sliding down the Queensland Rugby League Host Plus Cup competition points ladder. Their competition is all but on the line. The action of informed 5'8" Garovoro was not the answer to the Hunters' mid-season form slump. The Hunters will be hoping to dig deep to rediscover their winning ways. The Hunters sit out a bye this weekend before taking on Townsville Black Hawks the following weekend in Port Moresby. The team will use this bye week to reflect on lifting its performance. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
Nearly 8,000 people gathered at the Leeuwarden field as early as 5 a.m. Sunday morning for the 2025 Trukai Fun Run. It was a success, according to Madang Rural Development Foundation, who organized the event. Managing Director of the foundation said all Fun Run t-shirts were sold out.
Fun Run participants of all ages turned up in numbers to raise funds for Team PNG in its major fundraising event, the Trukai Fun Run 2025. Business houses, the police, correctional services, firefighters and a team of medical professionals were part of the event. The walk began at Leeuwarden. The Fun Run goers moved along the Leeuwarden Double Road to Madang Country Club, along the beach to Masingan, and then onwards to Tusba Beach, up the road to Main Road and back into Leeuwarden Oval. Madang Rural Development Foundation organized this fun run in Madang. Kurere Matanzana, who led the foundation's organizing team, was overwhelmed by the response and participation. Provincial Police Commander Acting Superintendent Robert Baim was pleased to see many people come out and support the initiative. Mr. Matanzana said they sold all Fun Run t-shirts, nearly 1,000 of them. He said while it was a fundraising event for PNG athletes, it promoted a healthy lifestyle as well. Meanwhile, a very happy Madang local, Konangi Ireng, crossed the finish line. Organizers gave gifts to the first 5 men and women who crossed the finish line. Frida Kana, TV1 Sports.
That's been today's news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for our main bulletin. Bye now.